Hello, how you doing today? We are going to be doing a video looking at the matchup screens and the score bugs from NBA Live 96 all the way to NBA Live 2002. And I'm going to document the rise and the fall of the matchup and the score bugs. So this is NBA Live 96. This ain't bad. This looks pretty good. You got a nice logo on the top left. The colors are bright. You got your two teams. Pretty much all the information. The only thing it doesn't have is the records. I'm 1-1 right now going in, but pretty much gives you all the information and looks pretty clean. So now we're gonna move on to the in-game score bug. All right, this is the NBA 96 score bug. You see them hanging out down below. It's pretty basic. You just got your team, your number, your quarter, and your time. It's just an opaque box with white numbers and letters. So it's very, very basic, but it gives you the information you need. Plus, it's also the intro to the game series, so don't expect too much. Coming up last is going to be the end of game quarter and half screen. All right, and here's the final screen for NBA Live 96. I was the Bucks. I beat the Rockets 62-48. Don't think it was easy, because that wasn't easy. The score makes it look like it was, but it wasn't. But I like this. It's nice and clean. Gives a whole row of color to each team. Doesn't really have the purple on the Bucks that I'm used to, but everything is correct. Gives you this nice little groovy music in the background. So as the opening game, 96 does a really good job, and I think it's a good start. So it's only going to get better from here. Coming up next is 97. Now here we are on NBA Live 97. And this is the matchup screen. I am the Bullets versus the Knicks. And let me tell you what a difference between 96 and 97. I'm going to be honest with you. Since I'm making the video, this is my favorite out of all of them. I feel like 97 has the best matchup screen. You got fantastic color coordination going back and forth. Nice big logos for the teams. You get to see the team's record. It gives you all the information. Nice groovy music. And it's just going to continue to get better. So coming up next is going to be the score bugs for 97. Alright, this is NBA Live 97. This is what the gameplay looks like, and that is what the scoreboard looks like. Scorebug, scoreboard. They've added a little bit of flair to it. You got the line separating the teams. You got the gray background for the numbers. I also have a font I love. I call it the coin font because that's the font you can find on the dates on pennies. But it's also one of the years, 97, 98, and 99. There's also TBS and TNT that have broadcasting sponsorship in this game, so this was the font that they used back then during the broadcast. So this is probably my favorite or my second favorite of the score bugs in the top corner. Coming up is the end of game. Alright, and here's the NBA Live 97 end of game score bug. Looks like this at the end of the quarter and a half, but incredibly clean. I love it. Big upgrade from the last one. You got the big colorful pictures of the team names on the side, and then I like the font. I like the way they set up the names, you know, with the team on top, the name a little bigger on the bottom. I like how they shaded out the right hand side and did the inverse for the score. I just think it looks really clean. This is also one of my favorite ones, if not my favorite. Coming up is 98, NBA Live 98, which I think you'll also be pleasantly surprised with. And this is the NBA Live 98 matchup screen. Big different from NBA Live 97. I am the Orlando Magic, and I'm going to be going up against the Celtics. And yeah, we have this player in the background holding the icons of the teams instead of the traditional matchup, and we have pictures of players and cheerleaders in the background. Coming up will be the in-game score bug and the end-of-game score bug, and that'll do it for Live 98. And there is the score bug for NBA Live 98. I like it. I like the NBA on TBS. Now 97 was TNT. I misspoke. 98 has TBS, so that is what TBS looked like. I like how it's partially opaque, grayed out. The blue lines, how it's separated. I like. I'm not sure. I like 97 a little bit more, but 98 is still really clean, and that's the in-game score bug. And this is the final end of game score bug for NBA Live 98. I beat the Celtics 51-44. Now this one looks great too. I love the graphics on the left, how the names look. End of game, NBA on TBS on the bottom. This is just as good as NBA 97. I would take any one of these two score bugs. I tend to lean with 97 overall, but this one is definitely second best. On to 99. Alright, and here we go. This is NBA Live 99. I am the Phoenix Suns, and we'll be versing the Portland Trailblazers. See, this is nice and clean too. No longer sponsored by TBS or TNT. This is full-on EA Sports. And this is what they decided for 99. It's got the hip Live 99 logo. That's different than it's ever going to be. Although, not too bad. A little plain, but definitely better than last year. So, that's what we got for 99. Upcoming is the score bug. And this is the NBA Live 99 gameplay score bug. As you can see, it's taken a big turn down graphic wise. It's just one gray bar, and they just put the numbers up there and put a little flashy colon in there on the time, and that's as good as they get for 99. As I play as the Suns, and coming up next will be the end of game score bug. Alright, and here is the end of game score bug for NBA Live 99. Score's a little lower, did 2-minute quarters here instead of 3, as I'll do with the following game, and then go back up. But nice colors on here. It's a little basic compared to 97 and 98, but at least it has a nice big picture of the logo, and everything contrasts nice. It's not a bad score bug. Third place out of 3 so far, but still not bad. And we're going to be moving on to 2000. All right, and here is the lineup for NBA Live 2000 in my season mode. I am the Dallas Mavericks going up against the Golden State Warriors. Not really that bad. I'm not sure if this is a downgrade or not from 99. Maybe slightly, but it still gives you all the information you need. Good logo. It's got a nice little background of Michael Jordan doing tricks, because he was premiered back in the game as a legend. After the first time of giving his likeness to the game. Also, I am the 99-00 Mavericks. Rodman wasn't signed in time to make the game, so I made a Dennis Rodman character. I took all his stats from the last game, ported them over to this game, and made him number 69, as he would have been if the NBA would have approved it, and not the number 70. So he has bright blonde hair and is as close to Rodman as I could get. So this is NBA Live 2000. Coming up next are the score bugs. And here is the score bug for NBA Live 2000. And there's my man Dennis down there. But as you can see, this score bug up there is completely de-evolved to its simplest form. It's just an opaque rectangle with white letters. There's nothing else, not even a line on there. So whereas gameplay got a little better, the presentation and score bug has gotten worse. But you might be pleasantly surprised come the end of game score bug, which is coming up now. And this is the score bug for NBA Live 2000. I actually lost the game, which I'm really surprised about. it's just mostly going to the end of the shot clock and fire, and everybody was just perfect. I missed my shot and didn't go into overtime. Actually, I went for 3 to try to win and missed, but that's all right. But I'm pleasantly surprised by this score bug. It's actually very interesting. It shows a nice view of the logos. You notice the winner has got a slightly bigger one. I don't know if that's by chance or not, but the font is pretty cool. I like the way the color shades over and the shadow on the letters and the numbers. So this is better than 99, but I don't know if it beats 97. But I really like this one. Now on to 2001. Alright, and here we are, and this is the NBA Live 2001 matchup screen. Notice I am Charlotte, 30-2, going against the 9-21 Vancouver Grizzlies. I've played this game quite a bit. I like that it has the thumbstick, but anyway, very plain, but to the point. At least you get a picture. Not a big fan of the font. It's that old computer-style font, but let's move on to the in-game score bug. Okay, now here's the NBA Live 2001 score bug. As you can see, it's pretty much like last game's. It's just an opaque square with white letters, but this has even less to it. The letters are pretty much just a mess if you look up at them close, like that digital looking shit. But yeah, I think graphically the game is pretty much peaked for the PS1, but the work that went into the score bugs is definitely subpar. And here's the score bug for NBA Live 2001. As you can see, it's very basic compared to the previous ones. At least it gives you the name of the arena you're in at the top. It gives you 2 small areas with logos, but it's not colorful. It's very flat. And again, I'm not really a big fan of the font, but at least it gives you all the information that you need. Next up is NBA Live 2002. And here we are. If you look up in the top left now, NBA Live 2002, but you wouldn't know the difference because it is basically identical to NBA Live 2001. Up next is the score bug. And here's the NBA Live 2002 score bug. As you can see, it is identical, and I am the Washington Wizards, Michael Jordan. So, on to the end. And there it is, the end score bug for NBA Live 2002. Which one did you guys like? I know which one was my favorite. I'm going to go with 97, then 98, then 2000, in that order. So, this was the peak and fall of NBA Live on PlayStation 1. I know I'm missing 1996. If 1996 is on this video and it starts with it, then that means I edited it. But hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.